Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my 12 to 14 week update. I'm a little slow in filming this because I'm now over 14 weeks, but I don't know where the last 2 weeks has gone. It just seems to have flown in really quickly from when I got the scan. So I got the scan and I'll show you the pictures. The baby is doing really well. Got lots and lots of photos. They put me forward 4 days, so I thought I was due the 25th of August, but now I am due the 21st, which is quite good. But I'll still also, although technically today when I film this, pardon me, I'm 15, no, start again. When I film this I will be 14 plus 6. So tomorrow I will be 15 weeks, but I'll kind of just keep it how they say, how I've been doing it. I'm going to continue on with the fortnightly update because I think that's adequate. Every week seems a bit excessive because not really much happens, and it's nice to kind of build up a bit of information. So I'm going to stick with every 2 weeks. I still haven't quite caught up, but it's out. Everybody knows. It's so great. To tell people finally, that was like such an amazing feeling to see the baby and see that everything's okay and that it's growing well and everything looks okay physically. So yeah, it's really good. Wasn't really playing much ball all the time. They were kind of having to jiggle about and I had to go to the toilet and then jiggle my hips about. So, but we got there. But it's really cool. So scan is like, our 20-week scan is like 5 weeks away, so I mean it's gonna fly. It's gonna be here before we know it. And we have booked our gender scans. Yay! We're gonna find out what we're having. I've put it on a couple of websites, that like Facebook forums, like gender, just to see what people think, and I seem to be veering toward a boy. Have had some girl ones, but the general census seems to be a boy, so see how we go. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before in an update. I have no preference on what we'll have, absolutely none whatsoever. The only reason I'm finding out is so we can be organised, because obviously I've got quite a lot of girl stuff, so if it's a boy I would like to go and kind of get rid of all the girl stuff and get some boy stuff in, and if it's a girl then I know not to buy boy stuff. So just, I would like to be more organised. However, we have a boy name. I have no idea what I would call a girl. Absolutely no idea. I like Olivia's name so much. That's my first daughter. If you are new around here, Olivia is 21 months old. She's almost 2. So I like her name, which is Olivia Margaret, so much. I think I would very much struggle to find a name that I like so much. It's such a classic name. I think I'm going to struggle. So in that aspect, I'd prefer a boy because we have a boy name, but we'll see. No preference, regardless. So we'll find that out in 2 weeks. So that's exciting. Not too long, in fact less than 2 weeks now. So what has been going on? Week 12. Once I got my scan, I was 13, I was almost 13, well I thought I was almost 13 weeks. Obviously they put me forward a couple of days. I think the 12 to 14 has been a bit of an up and down week. I've still had quite a lot of nausea. It's still been really bad, the nausea. Was I sick one day? There was one day I was sick, but I can't remember if it was I haven't written down any notes. I'm not that organised. Was I sick? I'm sure there was a morning that I was sick, but that could have been in a previous update. Yeah, I think week 12 and sort of 13 have just been a continuous wave of nausea, tiredness. I think tiredness really hit the last couple of weeks. especially like last week, so that would have been like week 13, I was just coming home absolutely exhausted. And you kind of think by this point, the placenta's taken over, can I get a bit of relief? But no, it was just coming home and like being asleep by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because I just couldn't keep my, pardon me, I just couldn't keep my eyes open. It was just awful. So I think veering towards the end of week 13, I've got this sudden bubble of, oh, I feel much better, energy's coming back. I don't remember having that with Olivia the first time. I had quite a lot of nausea and sickness right up to 17 weeks. And I don't really remember it just sort of like going. The sickness was so awful. It just seemed to go on forever and ever, that by the time that it was finished, there just wasn't I was just over it. I was like, I've had enough of this. But this time, I feel like, oh, it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, horrifically tired, came on home on Thursday and I thought, oh, I feel quite energetic, and I was cleaning the house and I did lots over the weekend. I was like walking and feeling like I wanted to start doing exercise. Sunday night was a bit tired. I don't know if it just kind of, the whole weekend just kind of was like, oh, I'm tired now. And I think since I've been back to work, I've been a little tired, but overall, I think week 12 and 13 was definitely a lot about exhaustion. The nausea, obviously, it's just been horrific. However, again, coming towards the end of week 14, I can feel it starting to just like disappear. Maybe having like better times, or maybe having a good day or a bad, you know, obviously I'm still getting bad days, but having a good day and not feeling quite so sick. I find that when I'm at my work, I just want to constantly eat. And the nausea is sometimes worse there, whereas if I'm in the house, I don't know if it's because I'm distracted by Olivia, I'm not thinking about it, I don't know, it doesn't bother me so much. I think a lot of the problem is I can eat a nice meal here, whereas at my work I'm kind of snacking and it wasn't really working. So I'll really be glad once this nausea is over and I can kind of try and get back to being a bit healthier, because I feel like everything's just getting bigger by the second, and my hands and my feet just look like everything's swelling up. Other symptoms, again, not really a huge amount of spots, the odd one or two. I've noticed a couple on my chest, but nothing major. Not having too bad. Still getting a bit of bloating and like constipation and all that, but nothing compared to what it was. I've managed to go back to brown bread, and I've been trying to keep up my water supply, so I don't know if that's helping a bit, just getting like things moving. Still need to go to the toilet now and again. Sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I'm out of it. I find like nighttime sometimes worst. Like at my work, sometimes I don't get to the bathroom till 12 o'clock. I maybe go when I first get there if I really need to. But I'm usually okay during my work, but it's like nighttime, bedtime. If Olivia's woken me, if I have to go in and sort Olivia, usually I have to go to the bathroom. So yeah, it's definitely, it's not too bad. Could be worse, could be better. What else? I think that's kind of it. I mean, as I say, symptom-wise, things are dying down a bit, so there's not a huge amount. I think really fatigue was the biggest thing about week 12 and 13, and obviously nausea as well. Had her scan. I've got no more midwife appointments. I've got my next midwife appointment next week. So obviously it'll be like 16 weeks then. That's it. I've not had any cravings. I didn't really have any cravings with Olivia, just more like, oh, I fancy that, let's go get that. But I didn't really like get Craig up at 3 in the morning to go and get something random. I've just been like, if I fancy it, I'll have it, or I'll go get it. it's kind of the same. I would say a lot of the like nausea was down to like having a horrible taste in my mouth, and sometimes like just the thought of food, I could almost like taste it, or like just thinking about food in my mouth just made me want to gag. So I think that was quite horrible. I've been finding like salty foods, like I had a bit, because I had that, like the first time I was sick, I had the like crisps, and I keep thinking about that salty feeling in my mouth with crisps. It was actually plain ready salted hula hoops that I had, and I keep getting that sort of like, so I haven't really eaten a lot of crisps because of that, because the idea of it, I keep thinking, oh no, I can't eat them. So I just keep getting that salty feeling. A lot of what I've really wanted is like hot meals. I was going through a phase of pies and sausage rolls, but the last time I had one, I got a bit of heartburn, and I was just like, no, that's it. That's the pies over with. In terms of heartburn, I've had a little bit of indigestion, mainly at night. I think by the time that everything settles and you lie down, everything's just sort of like starting to come up. I had it horrifically bad with Olivia, especially at the start, and that was half of the problem why I was sick, because I was getting all the indigestion, and it was just like by the end of the night everything was just coming up. Fingers crossed, hasn't been too bad so far. I've had the odd occasion where I've had it, but nothing really too major. So fingers crossed on that one. And that really is it. I mean, it's probably not a very exciting one. You got to see the scan. I will show you my bump. As the weeks progress, there'll be lots of exciting things to come. I've got a gender reveal. So I've got some plans for that. And that is it. So I really am going to finish things off now, because I really don't have much more to tell you about weeks 12, 13, well 12 to 14. But I will show you my bump. It is getting humongous, especially by the end of the night. I'm finding that like I am in maternity clothes, because everything's just getting too tight now. More for comfort than anything. So yeah, I'm in maternity clothes. I've got a few more bits and pieces, but I will show you. Oh. I'll put it down. So as you can see, it's getting quite big. But as I've said before, all these updates are in the evening, so the bump looks 10 times worse than if I was filming it in the morning. I don't think it looks too bad. To the front, to the side, other side. It's definitely getting big, and I'm feeling big, especially towards the end of the night. So I get a bit out of breath, and I can feel everything tightening up. Cramping's not been too bad, just touching on that. Occasional stretching pains. I will say I've been getting a bit itchy towards the end of the night, like round the bump. I can feel it getting that itchiness. So I have been putting on cream. I'm not consistent with it, but I'm trying to be consistent. But it's not the easiest to remember, because in the mornings you're in such a rush to get out. So I will finish things off here. I hope you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. I will link all my other updates in the box below. If you haven't seen any, you can catch up there. Catch you later, bye!